game very, very soon. I think the blink, you guys can see all the fans going crazy. You know, it's getting exciting, right? Exciting times as we head closer and closer to that first game. But oh boy, right? A lot on the line, a lot of these players, you know, 4 games, you know, a lot shorter than what some of them will be accustomed to in other competitions, right? So you got to make them count. As you can see, we are finally getting ready. Players are on the battle bus. It's game 1. It's time. Clay, I cannot wait to get things started.
Here we go. 4 games, like you said, getting underway now. There is the battle bus. Going to be a southern one going over Rocky Rills. It's going to give a lot of these players on the southern side a little bit more loot time than those going up to Sleepy Sound, Log Jam, Daily Bugle, as everyone is spreading out there. You'll see Dylan, one of the first players to jump off Van, already almost landed there. A really good spread across the entire map, it looks like.
What's one of your favorite POIs to land at? Like, if you were in this lobby, where would you be landing today?
Oh, that is a very easy question for me. It has got to be the Daily Bugle. It's one of my favorite POIs. It's been since last season rather. Just so fun and so dynamic.
Interesting. The Bugle's definitely one of them nice spots to land at. For me, I'm a Rocky man myself, right? I can see, I think someone's name in the lobby is literally Rocky Rills, right? They've changed their name there, right? So we'll figure out who that is for you, but he clearly is in line with me. So we'll see what's, you know, sort of popping off there. From the looks of it, there are some people who are fighting over towards Commando, right? Which is obviously going to be, you know, somewhere that we have to watch, right? Covert Cavern, is always going to be incredibly contested by a bunch of teams, and so we'll see how those fights play out over towards the northwest of the map.
Ooh, and speaking of the northern side, we actually get a northern pool on the zone, which I'm actually surprised about. I feel like we've seen it pull a little bit more northwest and southwest this season and chapter. Comparatively, so it'll be interesting to see if it's used to the Daily Bugle, how players are going to play, because again, reminder, there's no building. It's going to just have to be rotation in these later zones. So these players are really going to have to rely upon rotating early.
Yeah, these spawn fights will be really key to how the rest of these games play out. Of course, the zone pulling north definitely favors a bunch of those teams. As we move on through, we see like a lot of action going on. We're towards the Bugle, right? Familiar grounds for you, Clay. And we got 2 teams sort of standing each other off, but JMO and his duo will look to get out of dodge. And rightfully so, right? You want to try and get as deep into the game as you can.
Yeah, it looks like Flicky there had a really good shots on them to take them down pretty low, and this is actually something we'll see. The Clomberries being used over as well. For those that don't know, they do give you effective shield and HP. It gives you 10 each. You can pop them there. They're just like a slurp mushroom that we're used to from seasons ago, and they should be good to go. But I mean, they've already kind of got what you want, and when it comes to a vehicle there, they've got the truck kitted out with the chonkers and the cow catcher as well, which is something we haven't seen in competitive in a minute, because again, they were removed. So now we will see them, and that's one of the best forms of cover. You deploy that when you're getting shot at, you can hide behind it. You have the ability to just deploy essentially a half wall. So I want to see players really push for it.
Yeah, that's actually huge, right? In terms of the cow catchers, of course, we saw them in competitive for a bit, but they were removed, and I think, you know, a lot of these players will be, you know, sort of holding on to them, and as well as the fact that just being able to attach that to your vehicle and use that in itself to go out and get some eliminations, right? Just ram your way through the whole lobby. That's going to be definitely one of the pieces of tech to look out for throughout the day. As we look over towards Command Cavern, I should say, sorry. And you were talking to us about this rocket launcher, right? Talk to us about the dangers that this Anvil rocket launcher could pose some of these teams today.
Well, first, you got to be careful that you don't shoot it in an enclosed area, because it doesn't act like a normal rocket launcher. It's got an arc, so essentially it's going to go out and up to an apex, then come down where you have landed it. It will give the enemy that you're shooting it at a little bit of an indicator of, hey, there's a rocket coming to you, so they have a chance to move away. But if they're not paying attention, you can catch them off guard. So it does automatically lock onto vehicles, though. Players, it will not, so you have to aim that appropriately. The automatic lock onto vehicles, though, will allow you to destroy a lot of this cover that these players are going to be using.
Yeah, and we're looking at Speedy and Monkey. These guys will have plenty of cover. They've, of course, got the vehicle of their choice, what's available to them at Sleepy. They've obviously got some cow catchers as well, and the Chonkers tires. So, again, this is going to be something that almost every team in the lobby is going to want to have, right? In terms of having that vehicle, having the cow catchers, as well as the Chonkers tires. Your mobility, your cover is also much better once you have those things available to you.
We move through, though, over to Rabbit and CU. This is a very strong loadout in these no-build modes. You'll rarely see shotguns in them just because the combat SMG and that striker SMG is just so powerful and you can put so much damage down quickly. And we already see a car chase going through as Rakan is just desperately trying to get away. It's, again, a no shotgun loadout coming through. They are prioritizing a lot on the heals. I love that legendary already in the inventory there. And again, this will be the standard. Players are going to get into zone early, try to find somewhere to hold up, and just really not move.
Yeah, it'll be interesting actually in terms of, you know, the loadouts, right? I think a lot of people already opt to play without a shotgun at times, right? If they have, you know, a rifle as well as an SMG. But, you know, if you're in this game mode where you maybe aren't necessarily going to be at those sort of close range engagements, you don't have the builds to allow you to get close up in people's faces. A lot of the engagements you're going to have will be medium to long range. I think the SMG is going to be even more viable in this competition, and this is where things get interesting, right? The first tank we're seeing of the day, and I can promise you, Frex, they will be big players in this lobby, right? As long as they can keep a hold of this.
All they have to do is stay in that tank, stay back, and just start shooting away. Because of the ability to just stay back at range and do that, you're so protected, right? You have the rockets, if you will, as well as the gunner on the back, and that gives you the ability just to put so much damage down range. And again, even if there was building, there's not really much you can do against a tank. It's just gonna destroy everything you have. We move back over to Rakan, though, as they are making their way into zone. Looks like our team in the tank did get out just briefly to try to get some tags. It's a couple elims are gonna go through in the feed. One team deciding, you know what, that tank team, not worth it. We're just gonna sit out and chill in zone for a little bit on that rotation.
Understandable, right? Of course, again, we have players actually opting for some heals as well, which is really nice, right? In terms of the white heals, your ability to, you know, play the storm. I think, you know, we talk about different forms of cover throughout the map. Being able to just play in the storm in itself, right? It's not direct cover, right? People see you in the storm, they can take shots at you, but playing in the storm can be a bit of extra protection, give you some extra time in terms of trying to find the right position. But if you want to do that, right, you got to make sure you have some heals to put you back up when you're down. And this is the kind of play I think we're going to see a lot. Getting up on these high elevated positions all around the map, using your vehicle as cover, and trying to get rid of other people's vehicles as well, right? Everybody else that has a vehicle has that ability to stay in the game as long as you can. And so you want to just try it, eliminate that element of the game and put everyone at a disadvantage.
The thing is in this game mode, you're going to be able to repair your vehicles. With that repair torch coming through, doesn't matter if someone does damage to you, like you see with Hero and Vagnar's tank, they're back to full HP on it. They do have to worry about the gas situation, so they can fill up at this gas station here. If it hasn't been blown up, it looks like they will be able to do so. And this is stuff that you don't normally have to, actually, no, it was blown up. You don't have to normally worry about. Gas tank will come over, so they will be able to refill. But again, this is not something that's in normal competitive Fortnite, so it's good to see them already prioritizing it.
Yeah, it's good, man. The players, I'm telling you, the players always have the strats, right? They're always ready and waiting, always prepared, always thinking. about what's the best possible opportunity, because this ain't no small competition, right? A lot on the line, and you're seeing what it means to Wagner here. Some nice shots, taking their vehicle right out of the game. And this is what it's about for these guys using the tank. Oh goodness. This is a something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely something. If you're caught on the other end of this, it's just gonna be so hard for you to rotate in because they can just sit there. We'll move over to Sleepy Sound as another tank is making their way on through. Gonna be Pumero and company. As look at Zoya. They are so low and so weak. They're barely able to get out though.
Just a battle of the tanks at this stage, right? You know, if you ain't got a tank, you lose. Oh no. Helen, their IO car gets taken out. Oh dear. And that's just a massive disadvantage for them, right? Moving further into their game in terms of just your ability to sort of get about. You see all these tanks rolling around. If you're just on your, on your toes, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be ideal, right? So I'm sure they'll look to try jack somebody else's, see if they can sneak away with one. As we're seeing here, Primero and Pasir trying to do the same. They're using this cover, which is nice. The shield keg might come into play as well with them being low on shields, and you see it will come out, but they ain't got the angles right. They will go down. Pasir, Primero is still alive, but for how much longer? He's in this building, and there's a bit of extra cover from what he had from before, but you're seeing the carnage raining down. Players just not giving him much room to breathe. His teammate will be down. And so now, unless he can get a reboot off, he'll be left to fend for himself.
That was that rocket, the Anvil rocket launcher that we saw come in, and just, it's so easy just to destroy buildings, players, everything you want with it. You just sit back and relax. Look, we've got a player in the zone still, just surviving. I don't know how long for, but zone will pull a little bit to the northwest of the Daily Bugle there. A pretty flat open area, so gonna be interesting to see how many of these players are able to make it to zone versus how many go down.
I can't wait. I want all the flat zones, right? Because that's where it really becomes a challenge for a lot of these guys, right? In these zones where they ain't got much cover, that's where things really get interesting. Seeing some fighting here going on around Sleepy, and that's not where you want to be. A fish out of water. Goated. Oh, some nice shots there, but not able to connect with anything more. And these guys have got to be careful because they go from being the predators to potentially being the prey, and you're just seeing how hard it is for teams to just stay up, right? Getting shot from all sorts of angles. You peek your head out for just a moment, Clay, and all of a sudden you got teams from all around you taking shots at you. And
they're just gonna keep spraying. There's a lot of excess ammo this season, and look at that. They just keep going. There's not really many places to hide. Look, Rapid looking to try to blow up that truck, and it's just, it seems like there's truck after truck, and Spy is unfortunately gonna fall down. They cracked the shield. I believe that was just the over coming through as Dexifite also falls. Big names falling in the feed, down to only 43 total players remaining. SCU is able to be picked back up by Rabbit. They will be okay for now, but this is really going to be throwing back to that Chapter 1, Season 1 days. Who's got the best location in a bush in the middle of zone? And if they have it, will they be able to keep it for the next couple zones?
Even when it comes down to your aiming mechanics, right? How correct are you on the sticks or on the mouse and keyboard, right? How is your ability to hit those key shots when it matters the most? Of course, it's interesting as well, right, with Helon. Typically in this position, right, maybe if you're in regular competitive, you sit your car down, you box it up so that nobody can get some shots on it, but you're gonna have to find an actual garage in the game or something, right, to protect yourself.
Oh, 100%. And this is where the entire lobby essentially needs to recognize, hey, there's still a tank up. We need to shoot that. We need to get rid of that. It's kind of like when you were on high ground back in the day and you'd see the ballers rotating through. You kind of just had to recognize, we've got to shoot those. We've got to get rid of them. Because if we don't, they're just going to get a free ride into the top 10.
Yeah, but you're going to be the first one to take that step, right? You're the first guy to turn around and shoot the tank, all of a sudden the tank's shooting back at you, right? And then you got a problem on your hands. But if everybody can do a job of overwhelming them, then maybe there's some hope, maybe there's a chance for it. We're seeing players continue to go down and players just sort of eerily creeping their way into zone. Nobody wants to be too overzealous, and oh my goodness, this is why you don't want to have the tank in the game. But at the same time, if you are the one to fight the tank, you could be victim to this. Look, just ruthless aggression, relentless. Nothing can really hold them back. Cow catchers won't save you in that position, I'll tell you that much. And you've got to be careful, Rabbit. There's somebody behind you taking shots.
Oh.
He wasn't alert, he wasn't aware, and so he will fall. His teammate's still up though. Oh my goodness, what is this? Even the tank, you're not safe. You're not even safe in a tank. You're never safe in these lobbies. You need more cover than that. Oh dear, it goes down. Wazzy as well has nothing, nowhere to hide. Oh boy.
They figured out the secret to the tank. It's just to keep shooting at it, just keep putting the pressure down, and now they're going to go forward and try to get CU, who's already out without a teammate. And they say, you know what? No, we see everybody when we're right here. They are looking to take just this game. 3 eliminations already. They decided not to go for the tank. CU is getting tagged up. They have to be very careful rotating in this lane. They are going to find a lot of free space. Look at the cow capture fortress over there. Players throwing them all around. Somehow, Visi is able to make it through, get into zone, just barely. Cow catcher fortress going down. Essentially just going to throw in every direction that they can, provide them a little bit of comfort. But if there's a tank left, if there's anything left that has damage like that, GG.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Rapid moving their way on in here. Trying to get up into this elevated high ground. There's some bushes there for some extra protection. And I like what Visi and Helon have done here, right? In terms of just being able to cover all bases, cover all angles, dance around these cow catchers. You see someone taking some shots at them, and they still got to be careful. Even with the cow catcher's protection, it may not even be enough. Oh, they both go down. And again, this is what happens when you just get caught in between all these teams. Playing edge of the zone just seems to be the better play, right? Because at least you have your backside completely covered and you've got less angles to try to deal with. When you're sitting deep in the middle, anybody can take shots at you from any different angle, and that could be their fate. What is going on? You're not even safe in the zone. Forget what I'm saying. Even in the zone, you're not safe because you got trucks rolling through just like that, Clay.
It really, really is chaos. As a shockwave going to come through. Someone's going to try to put Frex into the lobby, and they do. Nice play there by JMY, who is the player that we saw all the way in zone at the beginning. Rabbit is going to get a knock, is going to get the elim eventually with the teammate there. But 3JMY somehow went from reviving their teammate in zone, rebooting him, to having 8 eliminations.
This is insane. I'll be honest, man. Like I said, guys, I ain't watched or played much no build, man. But if I knew it was like this, maybe I would be, man, because this is crazy right now. Oh my goodness. Take a look at this. You can see, right? Card, they've got the strats. Card has got the strats. Picking up another knock there. Then 8th elimination of the game. 9th will be on the way. Look, this is the strat, right? You sit here on the edge of zone, use the cow catchers as some cover, and make sure you take out all these vehicles. But they've got to be careful because the tank's got their eyes on them and they take it out in just the nick of time. These guys are onto something. But that was Jintle, right? Jintle and FHD. I talked about how excited I was to see how Jintle would do in these lobbies. He goes down, but deeper in the game than most of the other teams. So seemingly a decent first game for him and FHD. But Rapid now, they want to close things out. They want to put an end to it all, pick up that first victory royale. They have their eyes set on it, and now it's a 2v2, Clay.
Spurs is the team that has 9 elims, so, but they don't have any cover. Their cover is gone. Shockwave going to come through. Rabbit should be able to see them there. They go aggressive because that's all they can do. And P5, EK, and Rapid will take the victory royale. 9 eliminations on top of that.
That was just utter chaos, Clay. That was utter chaos. I didn't know what to expect from that first game. I didn't really know what we were going to get. But if the others are anything like that one, oh my goodness, all hell was breaking loose. It was just absolute